Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at a really striking report today.
Absolutely. It's about how international sanctions are, well, reportedly being bypassed.
Right, keeping these weapon supply chains moving. And this deep dive, it's based on info from a C4IDS report, which the agency covered.
Yeah, and our goal here really is to help you understand the, well, creative ways Russia is said to be paying Iran for drones.
Exactly. Bypassing all those standard financial restrictions, we want to cut through the noise for you.
It's like a real-world cat and mouse game, between finance and these shadow networks.
And the source material gives some pretty tangible examples. So let's start with the most incredible detail, honestly.
The gold.
Yes, actual gold. The report talks about almost 4 tons of gold.
4 tons. It's hard to even picture.
Reportedly transferred from Russia to this Iranian company, Sahara Thunder, back in 2023.
And specifically for Shahed 136 drones, right?
That's what the source says. It points to 2 contracts, March and April 2023. One agreement apparently detailed 1,788,402.2 grams. That's almost 1.8 tons right there.
Wow. And that was valued around, what, $104 million?
Yeah, based on the price per gram mentioned in the source, about $58.32. And there was a second batch, too, reportedly over 2 million grams.
Delivery unconfirmed on that second one, though.
Right, delivery unconfirmed. But the source links these deals directly to the Alabuga Special Economic Zone.
Where they assemble the drones in Russia.
Exactly. So why gold? I mean, nearly 4 tons. That's a logistical feat.
Well, that's the fascinating part, isn't it? The report suggests it's precisely a way around sanctions.
How so?
Gold just offers more anonymity compared to, say, U.S. dollar transactions.
Yeah.
Those are what sanctions usually target really heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Moving physical gold, especially that much, it's just inherently harder to trace through the normal, global financial plumbing.
Okay, so gold provides that opacity. But was it just gold? Did the source mention other methods?
No, not just gold. The report also pointed to transactions using UAE dirhams.
Ah.
Routed through banks in Dubai, apparently. The idea seems to be leveraging those free economic zones in the UAE.
And maybe sort of looser oversight compared to elsewhere.
Potentially, yeah. Making it easier for capital to move more, let's say, discreetly.
Interesting. So different currency, different financial hubs, and I think the source even touched on crypto.
That's right. He mentioned another firm, SS.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were considering using crypto.
Considering?
Yes, specifically Tether, USDT. Leaked emails supposedly reference this. Maybe for services linked to Lukashenko's visit to Belarus, potentially.
So not necessarily confirmed for the drone payments themselves, but it shows they were exploring options.
Exactly. The source frames it as something they looked into.
Yeah.
It highlights that they're looking at, various digital and physical methods.
So quite a toolbox they're reportedly using or exploring. Now, Sahara Thunder, the company getting the gold, they faced consequences recently.
They did. According to the source, the U.S. sanctioned them in April 2024, specifically for their role in drone exports to Russia and supporting Iran's military.
So what happens then? A key company gets sanctioned. Does the whole operation just stop?
Well, this is where the source adds some important context. Sahara Thunder is reportedly undergoing liquidation.
Ah, okay. So it is shutting down.
Maybe. But the report also suggests intelligence points to a successor company just popping up.
Under a new name, presumably.
Probably. To continue the same operations, the U.S. Treasury, the source mentions, basically accuses Sahara Thunder of being a front company.
A front for Iran's defense ministry.
That's the accusation, yeah. And facilitating drone exports not just to Russia, but the source also mentioned places like China and Venezuela.
Wow. Okay, so let's recap the main takeaways from the source for you. We've seen these, frankly, surprising methods reported.
Literal tons of gold being moved physically.
Right. Alongside more maybe conventional workarounds like using UAE dirhams via specific banks.
And even looking into cryptocurrencies like Tether.
It seems like multiple layers, all reportedly aimed at getting around financial restrictions to keep things like drone supply chains moving.
And I think what this complex picture from the source really tells you is how resilient these networks can be.
Yeah.
Even if specific companies get sanctioned or are reportedly liquidating, the actual operations like drone exports, they might just adapt.
Change names, change methods.
Exactly. They just keep going.
Yeah.
Which leaves us with a really important question to think about, doesn't it?
Which is?
How quickly can financial tracking, sanctions policy realistically keep up with these kinds of dynamic, constantly evolving, and pretty creative workarounds?
That's definitely something to ponder.